What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we had an experiment running for the month of November. I challenged myself to do something that I saw a long time ago as a bit of a trend that was running through YouTube. I did not do it at the time, but I decided for the month of November, since I was going to be making less content, that I would finally do this challenge. And that is to use one pen and one ink for the entire month. Now, I do want to preface, there was a couple pens with ink that I used to make videos for content early on in the month, but for like 98% of the month, this is what I used, and especially for anything I did outside of those videos. So 98% of the month was one pen and one ink. And this is what I decided to go with. I decided to go with the Kaweco Sport. This is the coconut ice finish, which is basically just sort of like a transparent white frosted look. I really like it. This is actually my favorite Kaweco pen that I have, and you all know if you've been here for a while, I got a lot. I have a ridiculous amount. And I did put the converter that's in here, which is almost empty. I did put the converter in here rather than either refilling a cartridge or the whole body, because this is a very sheen heavy ink and I did not want to stain potentially the body. I've never had any staining issues with this. It's never stained the converter or a cartridge I've put in, but I didn't want to risk it. And I have a fine nib in this. The ink is obviously Diamine Polar Glow. I went with this, because this ink is amazing. It is the sheeniest of all the sheens, but it actually dries. So it's not like, you know, some of the inks, I'm trying to think of what the actual brand is now. It's like Nitrogen, but I can't remember what the brand is. I'll try and put like, you know, text of shame here if I remember, but that one never really properly dries, and the sheen that comes on top just kind of smears. This does not. It does dry pretty quickly. It's an interesting bottle, that's for sure. And if I can open it, the sheen does essentially clog up the threads on the bottle itself, so sometimes you got to get some good leverage. Plus I tend to like super tighten these. So it's got a nice wide opening, so you can really get a good pen in there. I like this ink bottle a lot. When it gets like much lower, I know I'm going to run into some issues, but that's pretty much like every single one, and you can even see the sheen along the threads. So let me cap that back up before I have an incident. I do not want any incidents today. Oops. Sorry, I hit the mic there. Hopefully that did not just fry your ears out. So for this pen, I've done a bajillion reviews on these if you want to see details, but I do actually always post my Kawecos, even though I don't typically post anything. Let me see if I can. I'm trying out some new angles, but I don't think I enjoy this angle, but we'll give it a whirl. Yeah, it kind of covers the writing. Try and write a little bit more like this. And why don't we just zoom in for funsies? Alright, so we've got the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and I don't know about you, but I can already see some of that sheen starting to pop out. It doesn't tend to affect the nib too much. Come on, you can focus. I believe in you. There we go. It doesn't affect the nib too much. Like, you do get some dots on the nib, but it washes off super easy. It does not stain. Doesn't stain the feed. This is really hard to show you the feed. I'm filming at night, and it's just not going well for me. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to super show you, but it doesn't stain anything, which is really, really, really awesome. You can see this red starting to come out here. But what have I found writing with this pen and ink all month long? Well, I actually thought I was going to struggle a lot more than I did. Now, I will say for sure this is a month that I chose on purpose because I wasn't writing a ton like I normally do. You know, most of you are aware, my dad did have surgery this month, so I took a couple weeks off to take care of him and just help out the family. So I wasn't writing a ton, but when I did, this is the combo that I used, and it really just confirmed how much I love this pen and ink. Like, it's just the perfect combo. I love it so stinking much. One thing I did find a little bit frustrating was, and this is just gonna sound like first world problems, was I like to flip through my journal pages and kind of see all of the different inks that I've used and how it's like sort of made the journal colorful. So having just one blue ink for the entire time was a little bit like first world problem frustrating, flipping through the journal and not seeing as many colors. But that's, again, such a first world problem. And this blue is not just a straight up blue. Like I said, it sheens like crazy. So it really does give you a good variation. And it's sort of it's a blue plus, you know what I mean? It's a blue plus. It's got a little bit of red on that top. I really, really love this nib. I've spent time working on this nib, this fine nib here, so it actually does write pretty wet, and I like that. The nib is super smooth. This is probably one of my best writers too. Kaweco does have some QC problems for sure, and they do typically run drier out of the box, but that's why I will modify them a little bit. I did do a video on that like a long time ago on how I modify them, so if you wanted to see that, go check that out for sure. But for the most part, I haven't had to touch this one since. So I've actually, I thought I would have a lot more trouble with this than I really did, but I made this smart decision to go with a pen that I love and an ink that I love, versus just finding a random pen and like a random ink. I did miss trying out new samples and trying out new inks, but what I realized is that, to be fair, I mostly only ever really use one or two pens, and then the rest of my ink explorations and pen dabblings and all that kind of stuff come through these reviews. So maybe if I ever stop doing reviews, which by the way, I don't plan on it, maybe if I ever stop doing reviews, I will be able to only ever use like a handful of pens. Who knew? I mean, probably not, let's be real. The habit, the addiction, it's there. But guys, let me know, have you ever tried to do this kind of a challenge before? Would it even be a challenge for you? Like, do you only ever use one or two fountain pens with one or two different inks? Or are you somebody like me who changes inks more often than I even change my socks? And I mean, for those of you who know me, I go through like 2 pairs of socks a day. So, all right, guys, hit the subscribe if you want to check out new videos. Every Monday through Friday for the month of December, you will find new content. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe anyways, even if you, just want to see the Monday and Friday regulars. Check out the description below for my Patreon account if you want to help support me and what I do here. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. Just kidding, that's the beginning. It is time for our Patreon crew shout out. This was filmed as of December 1st, so if you don't see your name, don't fret. I will update it as soon as I possibly can. My two ultimate humans, Daniel Rodney and Comp Dave, and all my VIPs, Susan, McCall Bennett Lawrence, Karen Epstein, Gretchen Peters, Carol Lowry, Michael Simon, Subi1 Kenobi, Catherine Molina, Waylay Chang, Brian Law, Bill Pemberton, Lucas Bell, Robert Myers, Marissa Calvo, Eric Lineman, Stephen Baldwin, DigitalTent.tech, Bobby A. Bailey, Bass, Joan Worthman, Luna Wolf Games, Aaron C., and Glenn Kelly. You guys make it super possible for me to keep making these videos. No matter what tier you're in, I thank you for supporting me on Patreon, especially those of you who've been with me since the beginning. You mean more to me than you could possibly ever know. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.